Hello.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Dale.
Good. I'm Alyssa.
Nice to meet you. Sorry,
I
get a good handshake. There you go.
I shook your hand.
That's how people back in my day shook.
Okay, anyways. Alright, this is where we do our consult, our coach's office. You can sit, we'll pretend that's the couch that he sits on. Oh, I'm not going to close the door. That's weird. That way? Dale, really? Can we be serious?
Sorry, okay.
Sitting backwards.
Well, the chair was oriented towards the wall.
This guy is socially awkward.
Alright. How was your day?
You're standing above me. I feel intimidated. Just kidding. Okay.
I'm not doing a good job and he's fucking it up. I'm already doing better than RJ.
My day's alright. This is kind of my lunch break. So I've worked a couple hours and I'm sitting at a desk, so I'm a little tired. But other than that, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Do you usually sit at a desk all day?
Yeah. So I'm a computer programmer. So I try to be pretty conscious about what I do. So I use an exercise ball as a seat. I actually have one of these cool chairs where it's got like a hole in the middle that I put the exercise ball under, and then I sit on it, so I still have a little bit of lumbar support. But yeah, so I've got, I do that. I try to be aware of my posture, but just like everyone, I get sucked into this. But yeah, so.
Well, that's interesting that you already take steps to above most people. Most people would just sit at their desk and be unaware, so that's pretty good. What brings you in today?
Well, I've been a vegan for a couple of years now.
Vegan.
And so there's that, and pretty much what it is I had done some personal research on the internet. I thought that being a vegan would be good for me. I didn't do it for any other sort of reasons other than I thought it would be good for my health. I really like to be healthy. I do yoga or Pilates 2 to 3 times a week. And I was looking for some sort of resistance training to add to that because I've been kind of low energy, and I'm aging. I'm 35, and I would like to maintain some bone density and muscle mass and strength as I continue to progress in my age.
I'm trying to think.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. This is really specific. Most people just say, like, I'm kind of chubby, and I'm really less chubby. But
So when they say something, just listen to like 1 or 2 key words and then respond off that. Like, what was the most important things you said in that long sentence?
Vegan.
Okay.
Low energy.
Muscle mass.
Muscle mass.
There you go.
Alright, so you already have a pretty specific diet that you follow. You mentioned that you have low energy. A lot of people have that problem. And you also mentioned that you're already pretty physically fit, but you want to get a little stronger and have a little more muscle mass, which is also very common. A lot of people want that. So what would I? So
now you'd say, like, just respond with a question based off his pains.
Off of that?
Yeah. Because now you've flushed out some pains. Like, what makes you think you have this or whatever?
Try and get a little deeper, because those are all. Yeah. That's still pretty like, oh, I'm fat and I don't want to be fat.
Yeah. What do you mean by muscle density?
Okay, so when you talk about like gaining muscle, what kind of like, is it more physique based, or are you more of like you just want to get stronger in general?
Well, I just like to get stronger in general. I've always been thin my entire life, and I was a mid-distance runner for track in high school, and that's kind of where I got my basis for fitness and for health. And I had eventually developed a point where my knees were hurting a little bit, and so I took some time off from that, and that's when I got into yoga and Pilates, which I really enjoy, being with other people and not just being by myself. One of the things I enjoyed about high school running is that I could run with the team. But I'm just looking to get a little bit stronger, because I've read that is going to help me maintain a better lifestyle as I continue to age.
Right, that's pretty good reason to want to gain muscle and be stronger. You also mentioned you have joint pain. We possibly might be able to help you with that. Those are really good reasons to want to come in. How do you think that I could help you in that journey of getting stronger?
Well, the thing is I had developed the joint pain, I believe, because I didn't know how to run. And really what it comes down to is I've avoided those things that have hurt me, and I would like to get back into some of those things or learn new things in an educated way. Right? I really need to be taught because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of people get a little afraid once they get injured. They get really afraid to do certain things that they used to do. So that's something that I could possibly help you work on. In a consult.
Yeah. So
Okay,
just
so
change
now-
the word consult to assessment.
Yeah, so now you're in the assessment.
So am I getting him to the point where, so I've already said, oh, he wants this and this, but before we can move forward and I find out I'm a good fit for you, we'd have to move into our 3-session assessment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now move him in because you've established he's a good candidate. You got his pains. He's pretty comfortable with you.
Okay. So before I can find out if we're a good fit together, because you never know, we might get through some time together and I'm not the right match for you. At that point, we could figure something else out. But before we can move anyone into fundamentals or even in the future into classes, we have to do a 3-session assessment where we spend some time together and we talk a little more, because this obviously isn't enough. I get to see you moving, see how you actually move, things like that, and then get to know each other a little more to see if I'm a good fit for you and you're a good fit for me. And then from there, we'll talk about where we're going to go in the future.
How much does it cost?
That's a very good question. So we'll break down the cost right now, and if at the end of that I just want a yes or a no, you're not going to hurt my feelings if I tell you and you're like, no, we can work this out, but the 3-session assessment is $210 up front, and then after that you'll go to $70 a session, but I don't know how many you'll need, so a lot of people they want a set number, but I can't give that to you because I haven't gone through 3 sessions with you, so I'm not sure how many you might need.
Okay. So are you telling me the 210 covers 3 sessions, or it covers however much assessment I need? So like, what if I came in and you said you only need 1 session with me? Would it be the same cost as 210?
No. So 3, everyone goes through 3 because that's the standard of how much time I need to spend with you before I know how many sessions after the 3 that you'll need. And then you'll move into fundamentals and then eventually classes.
Okay.
But for right now, it'd be $210 up front for 3 sessions together.
Okay. What does a group class cost look like?
That varies as well. Once we get to that point through fundamentals, then it's broken down a lot after that of how many personal training sessions you'd need, or how many classes you wanted to do, or how much you wanted to be offered after that.
You said personal training sessions is a part of group
Is that
classes.
me, yes?
What do you mean by that?
Is that me, yes?
Yes.
Mom, may I
Like,
get
ask me what is personal training.
So you mentioned personal training is a part of group memberships. What
Right.
do you mean by that?
So we offer a hybrid membership that allows people to have a little more freedom, and they get to experience classes and come in on their own, and then also keep a connection with me, your trainer and your coach, and you get more personalized training, which can be from 4 a year up to, I believe,
One a week.
one a week.
no?
Okay. So I really like what you're talking about here, and I've heard so many good things about Stony Trail School of Fitness. However, I'm not the primary decision maker in my home. That would be my wife, because I have a phallus, and that's how that works. So is there any way that I would be able to go home and talk to my wife before making a decision?
That's rough.
That's your yes or no. So what you can do is,
You hit
At the
back
end of this-
and said, I told you yes or no.
yeah, at the end of it, I don't know if you remember at the beginning of this, but I told you, we talked about the fact that I need a yes or a no, and then preceding this on the phone, you should say, like, do you have a decision maker you need to bring in with you during this appointment? If so, I'd like to schedule the appointment with both of you.
Sometimes you'll still end up with a person where like, well, I still need to talk to somebody about it.
So, like, if that happened, I would just mention, like, so at this point, so that's just hard, because you made mine harder than RJ's. RJ's was easy.
So just
You're doing good.
just reiterate. So you set
Also
the
smart.
contracts up already. So now just reiterate. I don't know if you remember this. At the beginning, we talked about a yes or a no at the end of this. Remember, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you give me the yes, we can bring your wife in and talk to her as well.
Okay, so you mentioned your wife, blah, blah, which is totally understandable. A lot of people have that situation, but as of right now, I have to reiterate that I mentioned it has to be a yes or a no today, just because my time is valuable as well as yours. Don't want to waste any time. So if you wanted, but that's hard.
You just say, like, both of our times are valuable.
Right.
Most of the time people are telling me this because they're uncomfortable saying no. Is that the case with you?
Right.
I mean, ask them questions, call them out on things, don't be mean, but then they'll be like, oh, okay, it's okay to say no.
What I always do is I tell them how it honestly works out, right? So, hey, I understand that you may have someone that is going to be a part of this decision. However, the thing is whenever somebody comes in and they say they have to go home to somebody else to make the decision, I never get a call back from them, even if we set up a follow-up appointment.
Could we even?
It just wastes my
could
time.
I even mention that if we wanted to? So if that truly is the case, and it's not that you're just uncomfortable saying no, we could reschedule a consult for both of you together, maybe.
So you finish with that by saying, so it sounds like today it's going to be a no. However, if you do make the decision after talking to your wife, you know how to get a hold of them.
Is that good? If I said that?
Yeah, because they're going to say, well, no, then I'm not really interested in proceeding right now. That's when you tell them, yeah, like, okay.
So you seem like you're not interested in proceeding today. If at some point in the future, next time it would be best if we scheduled a consult together, so then we could make a decision and move forward.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's called the definite future. So now you can try to schedule them right now. 9 times out of 10 they won't show up.
Right.
But you can be like, did you want to jump on my schedule with your wife, and we can go over everything with her as well.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah.
If they were like, so it sounds like a no today, but if you'd like to, we can schedule a consult together. That way, there's no other deciding factor. We can figure it out from there.
That's your definite future. So if you can get a definite future, and you get them subscribed to the definite future, then you can go with that route.
Then you just let Infusionsoft do its work.
And then it just emails you after that.
So they're always in the back. You're always in the back of their head, and when they are ready, if they ever do become ready, they do come. Right.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to schedule his wife in. He probably won't show up with her if he's just being shifty.
Right.
But if you get him in your books, at least you have a chance to get him back in. And you could even say, like, why don't you, I can schedule your wife, it's another consult. If you put, like, the cost of the $210 or whatever, we can schedule that consult. And then if you guys decide at the end of that, we're not interested in moving forward together, we can refund you or whatever.
So that could go one or two ways. So I could say, like, so it sounds like a no today. Would you like to schedule a consult together and we can go through this again? That way it's a little easier, both you and everyone's involved. Or the other way could be, we don't have to discuss all the costs today. We could just do the $210, move through the 3-session assessment, and then decide from there what you wanted to do.
Yeah, you can do that too. The thing is, if you can get them with skin in the game, it's going to be more likely that they're going to actually follow up and
once somebody's
come back.
paid the $210, they're close.
Right.
Yeah. So you can do that too. It's like the $210 is just the first step. It's kind of like the dating scenario. Like we're holding hands at this point. I don't know if I like you. You don't know if you like me, and we're going to figure out together if it makes sense to move forward and work together.
No talk.
Okay. Is that good?
Yeah.
That would be technically the end, and then I would say goodbye, Mr.
Dolly.
Well,
Dolly.
I'm not. I would
So
say, well, you know
what's
what?
that? So what? Okay, so I've offered a consult with you and your wife together at this point.
You also offered a 3-session
An
assessment where we could sit down as a group afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, well, thank you very much. I would really like to go through your assessment. It sounds like even if I decide not to continue after that, I'm still going to get some good information out of it, and that's what I think I'd like to commit to today.
So you sold it.
I would like to go through an assessment. How do we schedule for that?